taking away the comfort for Leyan. Has been playing for this bot lane so much onto this champion. It provides so much for the team. 11 games played and 70-something% win rate on the champion. So taking this away is a great start. Now, Aurora is one of the new champions added in the arsenal. And I really want to see what NIP's reaction is here. Do you ban it away? Do you give it away and have Rookie with a counter?
You can beg the question. It's a best of 5. You can say, Xiaohu, do you got it? And then you can ask the question afterwards in the second game, okay, do we need to ban it or not? I'm very curious if NIP are going to let that one through. They were very willing to see the chops and see that Haichao and LGD's team weren't willing to go for it. It is going to be left open. So big questions now to Xiaohu or to Breathe. Can be played in top lane as well. It's going to be the Misfortune first pick.
All right, they're prioritizing getting a bully for that bot lane for Light. Making sure that you get a Misfortune, the stat check bot laner. And we're expecting for Chris to go for something like a hard engage support to sort of support that Misfortune in playing a little bit more aggressive. And of course, Photic with one of his more famous champions down the bot lane, that Ezreal. Oh, wait. I was expecting here Rookie to just snatch away the Aurora. It's not going to be the case.
You want that push in mid. He wants the constant prio and also what he's been able to use so well to support the rest of the team and be the guy that's always there, as we always know he is. I think the Lilia ban was quite interesting against Tarzan. I think his Lilia is dirty, but we also have seen him go with a little bit more facilitation picks and things like that. See if he wants to go with that.
What's better than his Lilia Sejuani?
It is.
Which is it's very weird to say, but I feel like this guy just never misses on the Sejuani. His pathing, the way he sets up for his team is absolutely incredible. And Xiaohu with the Zeri mid lane, we're going to have 4 first picks, 4 AD carries banned, and stay tuned because they're still the top laners. You never know.
I'm starting to see, I don't know, I mentioned it briefly. I'm starting to see a little bit of a Poppy angle here. I don't know. Tarzan's Poppy is kind of insane. I don't know how she does on 14-15 actually, though. But it is the Renekton blind picked for Breathe. Going to have some presence in the top side, and it is going to the support of the team for Leyan in the Ivern.
That's very interesting. A complete switch of gears for Leyan in the jungle. Had only showed the Zyra, Lilia, Karthus, Nidalee brand, all the AP junglers, and we were expecting, I was actually expecting maybe to see him onto something like a brand, having so much priority through Rookie in the mid lane. But right here, he's taking a step back, and he's playing the facilitator for his team. Now, what I need to see from NIP is a few bulky champions in the front line. You've got the damage, you've got the sustain, potentially maybe a bruiser over for Shanji on the top lane to bully away the Renekton, and a very hard engaged support for Zhuo to make the plays.
Maybe they try to focus that down a little bit and take that away, because right now that's the obvious focus that NIP are going to need with the jungle setup they have. Right now it's, though, the Shanji comfort pool being focused by Weibo as they take away the Kennen. See if they want to match up a little bit more in that top lane here, because the blind Renekton is something to be taken advantage of, maybe with counter pick from Shanji. But the Maokai actually being taken away from Tarzan and trying to take away some of those facilitators that we were talking about.
I'm getting a little bit scared right here. I feel like what NIP are trying to do is take away the 100% setup with the Maokai, put Sanji on his Kesanji pick, and then force Tarzan onto something like the Sejuani. It's not going to be the case, actually. Kesante is going to be the last ban right here.
There it is. Let's go. It's going to be Shanji.
Okay. He's laughing. All right.
Yeah, he's got to take it. He's got the stuff. That's what's so cool about this pick. I know people talk about it all the time, whatever your take is on it. I think it is interesting, especially with the AD meta we have, that all of a sudden we have an AP mage that can handle top lane and stay very mobile and has one of the most game-changing ultimates for setup that you can think of. I love this from NIP. They are trying to break the mold a little bit here. And Weibo, they ain't breaking nothing. They're going with the Rell for Chris, and they're going to go with some more setup for them. They need go tools, and that's exactly what they're looking for.
I feel like they've given Weibo Gaming everything they wanted. They wanted to take Rell away from Zhuo and put it onto Chris, which is his most played champion. Breaking shield on demand with the Q, and you're playing an Ivern from the side of NIP. You're really reliant on these shields in the front line, which you don't have much of. Mostly your front line will be something like a Daisy, most likely, or the support that Zhuo is about to lock in here. And NIP, they do not have a lot of gold buttons. Weibo Gaming with more of a self-agency when it comes to engaging those fights, having Crisp, looking through those opportunities to dive in within a brand combo. I feel like Weibo Gaming got exactly what they wanted in this draft.
I got to give huge praise to the coaching staff, to the players, everybody on Weibo's side. Their bans are so incredibly good against what we've seen be good for NIP. And they have a composition that's been very strong as the meta has gone on, but it enables Tarzan to be extremely active, and you have to look at what Leyan can do to dissuade that a little bit.
And I'm looking also in the top lane, right? Because all of the eyes are going to be, wow, Rookie versus Xiaohu, Tarzan, Leyan not on his Ivern, what can he do in the jungle? But I'm looking primarily towards the top side of the map because I've not necessarily seen a lot of Auroras just pop off through that top lane. And I feel like in the mid lane, this champion is more able to bully other AD carries or like melee champions like Yona away. Like I've seen it in competitive play. So I'm looking over at NIP and I'm like, okay, what has Shanji been cooking? Shanji has been one of the most creative top players, if you will. The Shivanas, the Rise he's brought in, the Mordekaisers, the Udyr has come back, and now playing that Aurora. Can you shut down Breathe in lane with that pick?
All the questions, and the answer is just a little bit further down the road. It's game number 1, starting off our round number 3. It's NIP's miracle run. 3 best of 5s going their way so far. Can they make it a 4th and get to the Guardian Angel round in round number 4? Or will Weibo stop them in their tracks? No longer inconsistently consistent, but it is a team that has to answer the call. It's going to be Xiaohu versus Rookie. It's Tarzan versus Leyan, and it's game number 1. Love that we get the energy of the crowd at least a little bit. It was so funny when the camera went up. They all looked over like, are we doing it? Is it going to happen? We did the cheers, though. Love
it's also first game of the day, you know?
Yeah. They were just getting there. They were getting all situated, still maybe getting some, concessions. I don't know. But let's go ahead and take a look at what this setup could be, because it's a very different look in some ways for NIP in this one. It's not the Zyra, obviously, but it's also a pick that you can be a big help to your team, but you can also be taken advantage of if the pathing doesn't go right. So I'm very much eyes on Leyan and how he can make this Ivern pick work.
Now, here's what I think about Ivern, right? I put the title on Ivern as a jobless jungler. Basically, you don't have to do the hard work in your jungle. You don't have to do a lot of work in the jungle, right? You just mark in your camps, and during that time, you have time off to try and influence lanes. And your Q is a very important tool because you can get Braum in there to start stacking his passive. So I'm expecting to see Leyan again play through that bot lane. That's exactly what he's been doing with his Zara pick as well. Full clear the jungle really quickly with that champion and then try to influence that bot side of the map potentially with a dive. And let's see here if Photic and Zhuo are going to be able to stack up a wave to potentially pull a dive onto Light and Crisp.
So what I'm hearing is Leyan works in the jungle and then he takes vacations to go out to the lanes. All right, we'll have to see.
He's jobless.
Oh, okay.
He's just roaming around the jungle.
Well, either way.
He missed like.
Oh no. Okay, well, close it. Okay, good. We don't have to look at that anymore. It's fine. But we will see how this 2v2 goes.
Observers are ruthless.
They really are. We always know that. They have our backs in that regard. But we do see, obviously the setup right now needs to be on this bot side for the side of Weibo. Everybody's, trying to get down this way to influence this 2v2. And we know that has worked for NIP in recent history.
And I'm curious right here, because I see Zhuo sporting the heal down the bot lane. I feel like if you look at the NIP composition, it's very much we peel backwards. We've got 2 AD carries with a lot of self-agency in terms of being slippery around. A lot of jumps from Tristana, arcane shift from Ezreal. You're going to have Ivern shields that are on. You've got Braum. It's an extremely undiveable composition with not a lot of go buttons forward. So what I'm expecting to do is for Weibo Gaming to try and find picks that are isolated from the Ivern, potentially the Braum, to try and get numbers advantage.
We see both junglers heading in mid lane a little bit, influence that priority there. These mid laners unlocked. We're going to get a 2v2 kicked off down here. It's Crisp goes for the early fight. End up dodging out of the Mystic Shot there. Now you got the concussive blows connecting. The heal's going to be popped just to get some fighting strength, but Light able to pop some damage right back to NIP.
Well, they'll be back and forth down the bot lane as both the junglers are going to be taking away the scuttle crabs. And Tarzan right here walking into Leyan's jungle, trying to get some control. See the whereabouts of Leyan. Both of them are going to be back in, and so far, so good. The whole map has been extremely stable. You look across every lane, pretty even when it comes to the CSing for all of those laners. And so far, again, a little reminder, if Weibo Gaming is ahead at 15, 93.3% of the time, they end up winning the game.
Gotta hold them to that. See how long that stat stays online for them here. But we do have our first objective coming up. Want to see how the map pressure leans towards those. Dragon hasn't really taken a big priority in a lot of games. We do see some games where the early tempo is huge and they're able to take those. But we've seen teams be very respectful around the prio bot lane to get those 2v2s in terms of when the Dragon can be taken.
It's actually crazy here because I feel like NIP with this composition, they're looking to team fight, right? You've got all the tools to peel backwards. You've got all the tools to poke away with the Ezreal. You've got Daisy to try and face check for you. So definitely those neutral objectives will be huge for NIP, and scaling is a huge factor for the composition. Leyan.
Trying to find the epic concussive blows there. Even the flash coming through, they're going to go for the flashes back, like dodging away, and Chris doing an expertful job there, but concussive blows still connect. They try to find him under turret. There's the flash out for Chris, and he will survive. NIP try to juggle it, but it's Weibo that make it out away.
Light and Crisp absolutely beautifully juggle around the aggression of NIP to trade the shots. They queue from Crisp to stop the engage. The sidestep from Light when he no longer had flash onto that queue from the Ivern. Beautifully done. They do lose every single summoner spell, but both flashes, all three flashes were actually blown from NIP as well. So technically this is a success for the bot lane of Weibo Gaming. And as you can see, they're heading towards the top of the map to try and assist the jungler with the void grubs. Let's watch this one more time. Light gets tagged, he tries to instantly flash away for the passive to not get procced from Braum. And Leyan flashes with the Q, Light sidesteps, and look at that. Chris stands right in front of him, taking every single shot, and then flashes the last auto before the Braum passive procs. Really well done by the duo on the bot lane.
Huge stuff there, and already showing some mechanical prowess as Tarzan himself will be fighting off the grubs and takes the first 3 here for Weibo. They are hovering heavily over topside, and Shanji's very diveable. He has between worlds to pop if he needs to, does have a lot of mobility. He's gonna pop it, he wants to go for the distance here. He wants to try to get away. Oh, it fell down though. Now he's gonna have to burn his flash. Not exactly using the combo very proficiently, but hey, you're still mobile, you're still a bunny mage, and you still make it out alive.
All right, so here's the deal. If you guys are not very familiar with what Aurora does, when she pops up the walls, it's kind of like a Camille ult. You cannot walk out. However, if Aurora walks on one of the walls, she will be teleported to the immediately opposite side of that circle. Now, Shanji blew his ult, he blew his flash, and he has an entire wave pushing into him with Crisp and Light pressuring that one.
Yeah, I really like this move from Weibo. They capitalize on the move to grubs to try to take down Shanji. Light takes the turret though. Oh no, just not respecting the damage done, and it's a 1-for-1.
I want to say you take those because the kill went over to Crisp, Light ends up dying. You keep 3 people busy on the top side of the map. However, Shanji loses so much as well. Does end up getting the kill, which is a huge influx of gold depending on that play. However, he does lose the cannon, a bunch of experience that is crushed underneath this tower. Let's watch this one more time. He'll hop over in the invisibility, but he's getting seen by the ignite right there. Crisp thinks he's tanking the tower, actually. He stayed behind, but it was Light that had taken the initial aggro there.
Bit unfortunate. The high highs, the low lows already on display here. Leon, as we see a little bit
we just praised them how they juggled the aggro.
The light and the dark. You have to know which one you want to take here, as we have both the luminous bros here going to battle and fight we know very, very well here. But something I want to talk about as we are getting to level 6s.
Bros?
I mean, Photic, light, you know. Yeah.
All right, man. Sorry, go on.
Weibo, we talked a little bit more about the peel back, some of that team fighting aspect of NIP. Weibo, on the other hand, they do have a lot of team fighting strength, especially at those level 6 marks. I mean, their wombo combo is insane, but they also have sustained damage underneath that with Xiaohu on the Zeri. So I'm very reliant on positioning and execution in these team fights by both these teams.
Absolutely, and I feel like for NIP it's going to be even more, right? They do not necessarily have much of a front line to rely on. It's going to be just Daisy, potentially Braum. Talking about Daisy, she has been spawned in the top lane.
3v1 up here, that's not fair. Tell Daisy to go away. Daisy's trying to get the knock up here as well. Oh, does get it. The Glacial's gonna proc as well. The twin-fold hex, not gonna, two-fold hex rather, not gonna get it. Does get a little bit more damage on the back end though. Breathe still has dominance, still has flash, gonna pop to get the extra health and the rage bar going. Trying to get these waves. That's a massive wave to get. He's gonna Q it, and that's huge.
Oh.
Now Leyan trying to get the connection onto the turret here as they take the plate over for Shanji.
That was so well played by Breathe. The whole Dominica's Photic and Zhuo might be under trouble. There's not a lot of wave left, so Tarzan is going to walk off of that, but they E forward into the 2-man queue to heal up from Breathe as well was huge to try and make sure that he stays safe up the top lane. And gank crisis averted. He does get to keep his last, just has to burn the ultimate underneath his tower. So all good so far. And again, this game has started pretty slow, but once it pops open, I'm expecting to absolutely explode. We are only 5-ish minutes away from the 15-minute mark, and I'm seeing Weibo ahead. And now, I don't like to bring a lot of stats-based analysis, but hey, the stats say 93%. Weibo wins.
The numbers don't lie. Oh no! Rookie missed the kid. Oh, it's all over.
No.
Go ahead and go to game 2. Thank you, observers, yet again. Incredible stuff. We do
missing the queue on the Krugs. Not missing the
Don't
cannon.
worry about it. It's
happening?
fine. We got to take a look at the map setup right now and how we're positioning for these grubs, though, because there could be a grub again on the line for Weibo. NIP do not want to let that happen. They've already moved bodies over here. They also have Rookie already on the top side to try to push this down and get to this fight.
And as you can see, the two major first items for the junglers have been completed. Leandry's with the burn right there for Tarzan, and the redemption for the extra support being completed by Leyan. No one else has any item completed right here, but everyone is willing. Shanji has to run, doesn't have the TP. Breathe has more of the luxury of choosing when to join this fight if Weibo Gaming do find an opening for it. However, right now NIP are going to already start the grabs, and I feel like Weibo might be looking towards a dragon maybe?
They were looking to see if they could catch maybe Photic and Shanji in transition there, but Zhuo has actually done a really good job of holding the door there as the Braum. Xiaohu is on a flank right now. Ultra Shark Laser will come through. They're already getting one of the passive procs onto Zhuo, who has about half health now. One of those grubs, two of them rather, already going over. The re-engage with Glacial Fisher there for a little time over top. They don't have an exit. There's the Between Worlds, getting a ton of damage onto Chris. Tarzan's getting low too, and they have a couple bodies hit the floor, but Weibo, they have more.
Yeah, Weibo Gaming right here juggled it very, very well. Crisp goes forward. Light makes sure that Crisp has a way back by pulling out the bullet time. There is still one Void Grub left, but no jungler alive for Weibo Gaming to secure that fourth, get that Void Grub buff to take down towers. However, Xiaohu is going to take that opportunity. Get some gold back into his pocket by taking one tire plate in mid. Let's watch this replay one more time. You see Crisp finds Zhuo. Zhuo, one of the only frontliners for NIP right here. Takes a lot of damage, but he's gonna jump backwards. And that bullet time is very, very crucial because it just blocks everyone from walking forward. Shanji takes the bait. Crisp pins him down with the ultimate, and Shanji ends up falling on that one. 2 for 1 in favor of Weibo Gaming.
And the thing also that enabled Light so heavily there is they don't have any tools to stop his bullet time after that Glacial Fisher goes down, and you aren't in range for the Buster Shot or anything like that. It's very difficult to deal with. So really good reservation or knowing the timing on that one after seeing the initial hit by Zhuo. But now going to it, it was actually the last grub being kind of forgiven and forgotten as Weibo, I'm surprisingly not going for the fourth grub to get the Smite spawn. They want to contest for the Dragon side. Oh my God, Crisp.
Ooh, Crisp.
That was bold, buddy. I like it.
I mean, hey, they know that Sanji's all the way towards the bot side of the map, so they had the numbers advantage right there. I'm looking at the Renekton and I'm like, come on, buddy, where is your Black Cleaver already? You've got double 80 carry on the team, surely. This is a pretty good choice, but I think this time it's going to be the Stride Breaker coming through for Breathe, especially when you're playing against long-range champions. You need some sticking power on the champion, so...
Ooh. And IP brought 5.
Especially with Tiamat, that's what he's going for, yeah.
Actually setting up around the Drag. I love it, both teams. I mean, the Drag has just been chilling there. Both teams are just positioning so heavily around it. Weibo initially didn't want to give over any control over this side of the map.
And IP have already started. Crispy's looking as ever. Weibo Gaming have. Oh, wait,
Xiaohu?
we're being pinged this ward.
Dude,
okay.
Xiaohu on the Zeri is just a flank machine. They already got the bullet time, but it's maybe blocked, but it doesn't matter. The Pyroclasm just did so much damage, and then the bullet time finishes him off as well. Weibo are trouncing in IP as Shanji uses his Between Worlds to get away from Breathe. They get a little bit of damage back, but they've already lost their frontliners.
And they're looking still rookie
No,
Photic very, very low.
Oh, he just wanted to get a little bit of damage back. Oh, Crisp is going down. That's big explosive charge into the double kill here for NIP's big solo laders, as now they actually try to defend this one here. Xiaohu playing a little aggressive. Shanji has used the invisibility to get closer, but not going to go for anything more. But Rookie
like
is. Rookie says, you want to fight? You want that smoke? I'll take you down. Concussive blow is going to connect. There's the Glacial Fissure just coming back off cooldown. Connecting on the Light, who has no mana. And NIP, after nothing going right their way, it's Zhuo, it's the ninjas in pajamas that make this game a little bit more different.
NIP turned this whole game around right before it hits 15 minutes. Weibo Gaming still in the lead, of course, in terms of gold. But that was a play where NIP lost a bunch of members early on to secure the Dragon. And you thought that Weibo Gaming for sure had the advantage into pressuring those lanes. You saw that 2 members of NIP, Zhuo and Leyan, get caught in the Brand plus Misfortune ultimate, and then everyone else has to run away. Once you lose a couple of members and you only have a few squishes left, you see Shanji, Rookie, and Photic are basically on 3 very squishy carries. You've already lost any relevance of frontline that you have from the side of NIP. But that Q from Shanji right there, the pull back, plus the auto attack from Rookie sealing the deal. And I feel like this is a little bit disrespectful by Xiaohu and Light. You already know that Zhuo and Leyan are already on their way back from base, and Light is just walking up with no, like, I don't know.
To be fair,
I don't know.
It's rough. I mean, Shanji going invisible, I didn't really expect it maybe there, but in the end, you should expect that. Because that's what this champion does, taking advantage of the little moments like that.
The unexpected.
Yeah, I guess so. We are on full first items for everybody here as well, so we're going to have a little bit more of that fighting strength around. We have that Malignance, obviously, for Shanji. But we still have more contesting to be done over the top side of the map because the Rift Herald is up.
And as you can see, again, Weibo Gaming have been rotating their entire map for those neutral objectives, specifically towards the top side of the map. This Rift Herald is not going to be no different. NIP are going to have to find their own unique way of getting inside this one. Rookie, as you can see, the highest member in levels together with Breathe. Definitely making a difference right here. They need to pressure that mid lane, but Rookie taking a pretty good trade on Light.
Zhuo taking a decent chunk as well. The Rift Herald will go down to Weibo. Now they're actually looking to collapse over onto NIP. Catch them in that choke point they've caught them in before. And that's where we can check in on these styles and maybe the stylistic differences that these compositions are bringing. Because we've seen Weibo pull theirs up. It's the Wombo combo from hell. And they've been able to do it already multiple times. Whereas NIP, we talk so much about their peel back and the way they can try to outfight these plays.
I mean, they definitely have the members to do that, right? As Zhuo is fishing for that tri-bush, they definitely have the members. They've got the Ezreal and Tristana on Photic and Rookie, respectively. So you're very self-sufficient when it comes to those teamfights, and you can play them from whatever angles you please. However, it is just much easier to be on Weibo Gaming side because one good engage by Crisp, you know damn well somebody's gonna be dying. The bullet time plus the brand combo plus Breathe dive in your backline, someone is gonna go down. I feel like for NIP to be safe, you're gonna need a bunch of scaling coming through from from the Ivern, from Leyan, to try and keep those carries protected together with Braum.
Well, I was like, dang, that's what it's like? Man, I can't believe I'm doing that to people. Every time. Well, with the Rell, very proficient. But I think something that needed to happen if Weibo were going to find success tonight was the cohesion between Tarzan and Crisp. We see both of them at 100% KP. We see both of them having a lot of say in how this game has been dictated so far. So I really love to see them performing to the moment, even though we haven't seen Weibo in a little while.
Yeah, and I feel like specifically for Crisp, he has had a very, very good split so far. Again, I want to reference his Leona performance earlier on in the split, which has been a magnificent play of a support that I've seen in a very, very long time. And Chris, basically, when he gets to link up with Tarzan, when he gets to be free onto the map, he's one of the scariest supports because he will find the angles to engage on you. We've seen it already in this game, how he plays through his Hex Splashes, hiding behind walls, trying to pull off the engages. Again, one engage, one stun landed by Crisp is all Weibo Gaming need to just pull off their ultimates and make someone disappear from an IP.
Keep a track on that as well, but the dragon stacking is going to be put to a stop here by NIP as they ceded control over this side of the map. That'll be the first dragon for Weibo in this Ocean Soul. Honestly, extremely important to get this Dragon Soul for both these two teams to see a little bit more prevalence around those objectives as they spawn. But now, the Rift Herald. We don't get a moment to rest because Weibo want to keep the ball rolling.
That's beautiful. They're catching NIP onto their resets. They're popping the Rift Herald mid lane. They're going to open up the map, which is very, very, very important. Again, when you have a very squishy composition, losing your mid lane tier 1 is so important because Weibo Gaming have so many ways of catching up on you with the Rell and with the Renekton. So Fog of War is going to be very scary right here for NIP, and they're going to have to be on top of their game, using that Ivern, using that Braum to try and gain some control back of their jungle. As you can see already, like looking at the top side, it's all lit up in blue wards from the side of Weibo Gaming. So it's going to start getting more and more scary now that the mid lane tower has gone down.
I want to do a check-in on the side of NIP, especially towards Leyan, not on the Zyra. How we feeling about it so far? Still been able to keep up a little bit with Tarzan.
I feel like he has been quite active with the Ivern as well. I feel like the nature of the champion, not necessarily having a lot of jobs in your jungle, sort of forces you to be a little bit more active around the map. And I feel like there have been instances when I feel like he went top lane twice, he went bot lane twice as well. He has been trying to catch up and be active. However, it's not the easiest playing against the brand, of course, as Xiaohu. It's going to take a little bit of hurt right here from Rookie. Great trade.
Yeah. My goodness, getting a ton of benefit going into Xiaohu there. Breathe. Trying to lock him down here. So, yeah, might have overextended there, Rookie. Oh, that is a big croc. Have a decent amount of damage and get the TP out of NIP. Now Rookie wants to step forward, realizing they don't really have any tools but to run away. As the concussive blows are there, the Glacial Fish are going to follow up. They're trying to get the damage. They can't get the fourth shot there, or the third, rather. And NIP, they are pushing tempo and topside. They don't really have the tools to take this Baron, but they're going to look for a tier 2.
Hold up here. Rookie was just 1v3 right there, 1v2 for the longest time.
NIP overstayed.
Have the numbers.
They have TP from Rookie. He is going to try to join a little bit further back from the team. Tarzan coming over. Weibo, they need to get a setup for this choke point. They need to get the Wombo combo off. Rookie is back, and Rookie is looking for more over the wall. Light is still out of there, though, and the Pyroclasm raining hell back on NIP. And guess what? Shanji just went into the pit and went into the mouth of the croc. Weibo, they take advantage of NIP's overextension and chop down on their neck.
There's just too many threats on the side of Weibo Gaming to take down for NIP.
Oh, Photic.
I actually thought this was a disastrous fight for Weibo Gaming, but this might be a disastrous overextension from Photic. Still has the tower.
Ooh, try to go for the flash.
Flash for flash.
They have the wave crashing, though. I mean, they are just going to go for this. They realize they cannot take the Baron, but they can definitely take Photic's life, and down he goes with the ship. Breathe gets out the slice and dice. The turret also falls, and Weibo now find themselves in a massive advantage.
A delayed ace right there from Weibo Gaming, and it was just very funny how Breathe just tried to pull up on the tower and he couldn't hit a single ability, yet he comes in for the kill at the end.
It's the flank of a flame.
That fantastic flank, but he pulls his R with Sense Light over the wall and frees him, which allows him then to pull this incredible bullet time that makes the difference. And Xiaohu being alive, making able to flank through, put down all the damage. NIP did commit to a play that looked very winnable. However, I feel like this Buster shot really ruined their plans.
I would love to actually take a... I know we don't have that power. Maybe I'll do it between games. I'd love to take a look at that a little bit more, because I think what he was thinking is the Buster shot would not let him go out of the between worlds there by Shanji. But ended up getting him over the wall. So maybe we'll take a look at that later on. Maybe that's some of those reasons why Rookie was looking for that play, but nonetheless, it leads to Weibo just taking full control of the map entirely, and now they have the damage. They're on 2 items for almost everybody that they could just start the Baron up.
5,000 gold up for Weibo Gaming, and they're inviting NIP. Of course they're inviting NIP. NIP do not have any gold buttons. They're like, if you guys want to run into us and engage us, have fun, because you do not have any of that engage. Anyone who overextends from NIP and Crisp actually connects with Weibo Gaming will capitalize upon, which has been the case so far. This is why they're finding themselves 5,000 gold up. Xiaohu getting jumped on.
We've seen this time and time again. He's waiting for that dash cooldown to come up, and the rest of Weibo are coming up to help him out as well. He's also probably the strongest member here. I mean, I guess you could argue light as well, but his dueling potential is very high, and he's going to try to take advantage of that. Maybe overzealous, though. Does have the exit if he can get through the wall there.
Xiaohu is
They're
respecting
all around
so far.
here. They literally, that was a 4-man, almost 5-man play by NIP.
But you see the experience, right? And the respect coming through from Xiaohu, sticking as close to that wall as possible. So in case anyone jumps on you, can jump onto the wall, Shanji.
He's just a little bunny. Come on, man. He can't even get out of that. Even an immobile bunny could never. As Xiaohu takes him down.
And the strike breaker right there coming in clutch from Breathe, connecting onto Shanji, taking that pick 5 versus 4 now in favor of Weibo Gaming. And the flash.
Oh my God, they are just taking full advantage here. And it's Tarzan, it's Weibo, but more importantly, it's Crisp, who is having a monumental start to this series. And now it's Weibo's Baron to play with.
That is absolutely ruthless. Again, Rookie right here does have the flank. Photic and Zhuo still alive, but this is a 3 versus 5. You don't even have a jungler to try and steal.
Rookie and Xiaohu stay on the AD flanks here every time. Now Photic trying to get some poke damage in. Rookie is in there like swimwear. He's got to try to get out. TP's going to come in. Did they delay this long enough? That's Breathe off the top. Just punch. Oh no, Zhuo. He's going to give a little bit of the burn over to Photic. He is burning down, but will not go down. They did deny Weibo from the Baron, so the play works.
Very good play from NIP. Deny the Baron and also do not lose anyone in the process, which is very important. Now, NIP, how fast are your recalls right here? Because we're talking about your sole point being on the map. They are finding themselves on a 7,000 gold deficit right here versus Weibo Gaming, and they need to start pulling some incredible team fights, and we need to start seeing some incredible solo performances from the solo laners, of course. Again, the self-agency that you have with things like the Aurora, the Tristana, the Ezreal, the mobility you have around those team fights, they need to be showing their mechanical prowess. As Tarzan is showing his mechanical prowess down here.
Oh my
This
God,
is Ivern overextended. Walks up as well to use the bounce on his body on the ultimate. Beautiful stuff.
Oh, the flash combos from Brand are just so despicable every time. And we see them put on full display here. And we begged the question at the beginning, what happens if Leyan gets taken advantage of? What happens if he doesn't have the Zyra? What happens if he's really a non-factor in a lot of these moments? And now we have a little bit of an answer to that. And Tarzan, Weibo, they're taking full advantage.
Yeah, and Rookie right here was about 2,000 gold up onto Xiaohu. Now, the tables have turned. Xiaohu finds himself 500 gold in the lead onto an ever-scaling Zeri. And even though we said for NIP, their composition is scaling very, very well. You've got Ivern and Braum as well to protect while you're peeling backwards. However, Weibo Gaming, they see champion, they kill champion. We said it from the very beginning. So we're going to need a lot more items for NIP if they want to try and contest versus Weibo Gaming. We need a Renekton that's going to inevitably at some point fall off, and he's only 1,000 gold up 27 minutes in. We're looking at 3 or 4 items for both of your AD carries, mid lane and bot lane for NIP, and then we could potentially be seeing again a resurgence in their team comp. However, Weibo Gaming, the only reason why their winner at 15 when they're ahead is 93% is because they just know how to close out games when they're ahead. They're using their advantage through the jungle. Tarzan has been ruthless and crisp with finding those opens, with seeing the champions and engaging onto them. It's not just a number, it's just the way that Weibo manipulates their gold lead to finish the games.
They have 3 items now, Shield, Bow, Mortal Reminder there for Xiaohu and Light respectively. They can take any fight they want in IP and try to get some positioning over here though. Xiaohu is able to flash away there. Does have a little bit more damage there. If he got hit by the True Shot Barrage, maybe things are a little bit different. But still, it is Weibo that may get away with the advantage they still are holding over NIP. And this is where you can talk a little bit about the level of execution needed by the composition that was drafted by NIP, where in the draft we said, Weibo, I mean, they have the kind of meta composition we've seen time and time again from so many teams in the LPL, but NIP were trying to throw a wrench into the works.
Oh man, I'm just seeing Rookie right here, honestly, just trading with whoever shows up on his screen. He's playing so aggressive, but it's so important right here. Oh my god, because he's trying to take HP bars.
That splashes on both sides. That was just the barrier from Light. Even though he caught that, he still has so much sustain to keep going. Now they got the TP in from Breathe. He's looking like a predator on the side there, going to try to take away some of these camps from Leyan. NIP will stay alive, though, even though it's starting to feel like a bit of a horror movie.
I mean, right now, Rookie is playing on the edge, right? He's trying to take HP bars to then take advantage of somebody having to reset and potentially NIP finding an opening to fight right here. Because, again, they need to do 3 items. Crisp is looking.
He wants it so bad. Like, I can find the win right now if I get one big wombo combo. But Weibo just going to use this pressure in mid lane to tease over towards the Baron and force NIP's hand.
They're going to check now. It hasn't been started. It was all a bait, but Weibo Gaming will probably be more than happy to start it right now.
Look how
knowing
fast.
that NIP will feel at ease, seeing that it hadn't been started yet. And then NIP just, they're eating the bait.
You can't do anything. I just feel like maybe they know something's happening. I would think, okay, he stopped the back, so maybe they didn't. But in the end, it is something where you check that. You're like, okay, maybe they're not doing it. They burn it so quickly, though, with the item spikes that they're on. Now, when they get the next reset, Tarzan himself is going to be on 3 items as well. And you're going to have to try to keep tempo with this team. Those 3 items couldn't come soon enough. You did get it on Rookie, who's been able to be the only one kind of staying consistent. And hasn't that been kind of the name of the game for NIP?
And he needs to go above and beyond here if they are looking to pull this game back together. 8,000 now gold deficit for NIP, and Rookie has been trying so hard to get some experience through that side lane, gain those level advantages. Tarzan now is looking. Ooh.
He has the Baron minion wave here. He's trying to cut the distance on the Rookie, but doesn't find it. Now Zhuo taking a little bit of damage on the back. Oh, there's Pyroclasm going to be used. Shanji goes forward with the Between Worlds. A couple combos coming through, but he just gets blasted and turned into a little bit of a rabbit's foot there for Weibo as they continue to siege on this bottom side. They don't really have anything else going for them, so maybe just looking for kills. Rookie trying to get his way out. Does Buster Shot his way to victory, at least for the moment. But here comes Chris and Xiaohu on the back. Oh no, it's missing a barrel, and they've got electrocution in their midst. As that's a couple kills going both ways. Couple kills going to Light, couple kills going to Xiaohu, and game 1 looking like it's going the way of Weibo.
Couple kills going over to Weibo Gaming, but none went over to NIP. Absolutely ruthless performance, getting ahead, using their utility, engaging onto NIP, and taking that game number 1.
The question was asked, and Weibo triumphantly answer, what do you got, NIP? Will the miracle run continue? Or will Weibo put a stop to it right now? They took a massive advantage in game number 1 and pummeled NIP with it. You have to look at the combination of Tarzan and Crisp. They were so active, and it just provided so much pressure around the map.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a little bit scared. I'm getting glimpses of end of spring playoffs NIP where Rookie was going above and beyond on a side lane, taking towers, trying to take trades, 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, taking flashes, taking objectives, and NIP is just crumbling under pressure. I don't necessarily think that this composition really favored them in terms of trying to make their own plays and get ahead. But again, we said if you give an arm to Weibo, they'll take the entire body away. And that's exactly what they did. Absolutely ruthless with their engages.
See if NIP can stop a little bit of that bleeding here. Maybe put their arms back on. Or I don't know how you do that. We'll have to get to the doctors. Anyways, we'll be back for game number 2 after a short little break.